Good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. Let's start with the Deion Sanders' son, quarterback, dropping in the draft. Went from a number one quarterback from being taken in March, and then Cam Ward came available and came alive. The Titans may have not took him with the number one pick, but they would have took him. But somebody would have took him number one overall at that time, or that's what he was supposed to be. And then he dropped, and then was supposed to be dropped in the top 25 at the NFL draft on Thursday. Well, he dropped further than that, with 4 chances for the Steelers and 4 chances for the New York Giants. Expecting him to go at least on day 2. Nope, that didn't happen. Going on day 3 in the 4th round by the Browns. But the quarterback, why did he not get picked, or as high as he expected he was? Looked like he was one of the highest players to drop all that far. He didn't want to go to certain places. Now, as Cleveland was one of those places, I question that. But if I was him, I would say, forget you, in my opinion, Dad. I'm going to play in the NFL. That lifehood is pretty good. It's a lifehood dream of mine, or his, but it was also a dream of most people's. And I'll go anywhere. Also, I want to go sooner in the pick because I'll get paid more money. Deion Sanders is like having your dad T.O. be your agent, Terrell Owens. He also decided that his dad would no longer be his agent and he would go the full route of hiring him. I wonder what would happen if Deion Sanders would have just stayed out of it. Would he have gone in the first round, or maybe the second round, or maybe even the third round? Why did Deion Sanders fall so bad? His overall NFL quarterback ability, despite the success at Jackson State and Colorado, made many teams didn't view him as a top quarterback prospect. He's a really good quarterback, but does not have the traits to jump off the chart. NFL All-Pro running back and current NFL Network analyst Marquise Jones Drew told USA Sports Today. Doesn't mean that he's not that good, but he's not fast. But he's not the fastest, nor does he have the strongest arm. Arm strength and mobility are considered 2 of Sanders' main weaknesses. When evaluation of the NFL quarterback passes completed just about 47%, beyond 20 yards, and 68% beyond 10 to 19 yards. It's 54% of his passes under pressure last year. Sanders was sacked 94 times in 2 seasons, the most in the FBS during that span. What else could have happened? The interview process leading up to the draft criticized Sanders in draft interview and process. CBS Sports, that Sanders process. The Ringer reported that Sanders had a poor interview with the New York Giants, a team that ultimately selected Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, and not only that, he dropped 3 rounds lower. I'm not going to get into it, said Giants GM general manager Joe Key. He told reporters after reports surfaced that Sanders' unfavorable meeting. An anonymous NFL assistant told NFL Network which his meeting with Sanders was the worst formal interview he's ever had. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And when some flaws of the reality and dad equal to Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders, the agent spoke coordination of anonymously because they don't represent Sanders. Further, Sanders declined to play at the East and West Shrine Bowl and elected to non-participate in the NFL Drew's NFL Combine, which is sometimes a good tool for the NFL teams to use. Really a good tool, and that's why you want to participate in those positions if you care about where you're drafted. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but it probably mattered in this situation. It's important to remember it's still a job interview when going through a pre-draft process. Clubs evaluating potential franchise, it is important for a quarterback to look at the part and present him in certain ways. The NFL agent USA Today. I feel like NFL, there's always I can improve. I'm able to improve in something that I did that seemed right to time. I could have went over it about a different way. Lack of traditional agent, with his dad being the agent. A traditional agent informed standards that honest draft stock helped him improve his standing. It's worth noting the NFL players do not have traditional agents. For example, two-time NFL MVP Lamar Jackson represents himself, as does 10-time Pro Bowler Bobby Wagner. Name a few notable players. Deion Sanders, a fact that Deion Sanders was one of the most charismatic and flashy and confident and arrogant in the history of the NFL. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Shedeur, a similar personality. He's loud, Shedeur. He's arrogant, flashy, just like I've already repeated. Sometimes your perception isn't your reality of what's really going to happen. My take. Deion Sanders doesn't have. The Browns enter the season with the next phase of, even though Shedeur Sanders is a draft pick, he could even start, even though he's a fifth-round pick. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and also Deshaun Watson probably will not start and never play for the Browns again, but they have to uplift his expensive contract. The first part of the draft was according to me. The first paragraph was according to me. All the rest were according to CBS. And in baseball, Kansas City Royals will play the Tampa Bay Rays. Michael Lorenzo will go for the Royals, and Tajah Bradley will go for the Rays. The Royals have won 5 of 6 after winning 5 in a row and then dropping the game on Sunday. The Royals are 14-15. The Rays are 14-14. Again, game time 6:05. The Cardinals and Reds 5:40. Cincinnati is 16-13. The Cards are 12-16. Miles Velasquez will go for the Cardinals, and former Royal Brady Singer will go for the Reds. He has not lost a game. He's 4-0 and has a 3.62 ERA. Game time from Cincinnati is 5:40. The Cubs are the best team in the NL Central, and they'll play the worst team in the NL Central, the Pirates. First pitch, 5:40. Shota Imogen will go for the Cubs. Andrew Heaney will go for the Pirates. First pitch, 5:40. NBA playoffs. The Cavaliers beat the Heat and earn a sweep, and the closest game was 9 points, and beating him an average by 31. Last night's score 138-83, not even close. In fact, one of the biggest blowouts I've ever seen in a long time. Rockets beat the Warriors 109-106. The Warriors take the game. Jimmy Butler was the veteran star for the Warriors. Stephon Curry also had a good night like always. Warriors up 3-1 on the second-seeded Rockets. The Warriors are number 7. The wily veteran team is beating the better of what the season records were. Tuesday we have the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana. Tip is at 5 Central Time. NBA TV. Celtics and Magic. Tip is at 6:30. Celtics have a chance to close out the series with a 3-1 lead. Celtics and Magic tip at 7:30 on TNT. It's the New York Knicks and the Pistons. 6:30. And LA Clippers and Denver Nuggets. Tip is at 9. The series is tied at 2. And the other series, the Knicks are up 3-1. Sorry for the little out of order. NHL scores from last night to tonight's game. Florida Panthers take Game 4 over the Tampa Bay Lightning 6-2. The Panthers lead 3-1. The Stars have taken a lead after a 6-2 win last night. The Dallas Stars are now ahead 3-2 in the series. Washington Senators and Toronto Maple Leafs. This series is 3-1 face-off tonight at 6:30 ESPN. Minnesota Wild, Las Vegas Golden Knights. Series is tied at 2. Golden Knights face-off is at 8:30 from Las Vegas. Edmonton Oilers and LA Kings face-off is at 9. TBS series is tied at 2. And that's Sam on Sports.